Hello, hello, my beautiful women of the world. Welcome. Welcome to my show, Your Radiant Life After 55, a show for women who are not done living yet, who want more from life. We talk about health, about relationships, about things that are going on in the world that affect us in some way. So we talk about all kinds of things. And sometimes I have a guest. Today, it's just me. I think next week I will have a guest again. And today I have some people, at least one person, in the live with me. That's always such an honor. If you can make it live, that would be wonderful. So without further ado, you can read all about me in the uh, under the video, under the show, my bio and what the show is all about. But not to lose any more time, something first of all, I have to give you a little apology because the title is How to Move with Ease and Grace from the Third into the Fifth Dimension. And then I realized so much is going on. And I have the last couple of days, and especially today, I hear from so many people who are under such stress because of all of these shifts and changes that are going on politically in the United States, and all of these political and social wars that are going on. So there seems to be a little bit of how do you do that with ease and grace? So today I want to talk a little bit more about to recognize what's going on and maybe how you can deal with it. So, but I also realized that today is the 2nd of November 2024. So I love numbers. So the first or the 2nd of the 11th, they are all ones if you break it down. So the 2nd of 11 is really 1 1 plus 1 1 plus then 2024. The 2000 is 1 1. The next 2 is 1 1, and the 4 is 1 1 1. It's amazing. And I think it comes to a 10, which means we are at the brink of a new something, right? So I thought that was quite incredible. So, but we are going into and through some very powerful shifts in the next few weeks because what is going on right now in the world, and this will continue for some years to come. It will be complex and maybe for some disturbing, unwanted, irritating. A lot is going on in the world right now. And the United States is kind of almost the beacon that radiates it out to the rest of the world. Of course, in the United States, due to the upcoming election now, and as I speak to you now, it's only 3 days away. I know that the title of this episode is Moving from the Third to the Fifth Dimension with Ease, as I already said. So let me just address some of the things that that you may be feeling now, that maybe I can give you a little bit of insight and help you with that. Okay, what is happening now comes from many, many events of the last few years, and especially the heated and ugly verbal and emotional exchanges between the groups of people from opposite fields, ideology, fields of ideology, and fields of social upbringing, political, political beliefs, all of that. And even though it's all happening in the US, the whole world is affected and is listening. There are no borders really in the transmission of news anymore. we all live on our electronic devices, right? And unfortunately, the more damaging to our mental, emotional, and therefore our nervous system is attacking us more and more. And now we don't even know what is true anymore because of the advent of AI. And it's just developing so quickly, so fast, that there is this question, is that real? Or was that just created by artificial intelligence? So, and if you are sensitive, the amount of complexity can actually be very overwhelming. I feel overwhelmed at times. I am very sensitive to electromagnetic fields and to people's energies and what's happening. So I constantly have to pull my energy back and protect myself. But therefore, at this time, more than ever before, it is paramount that we protect our energy. In other words, mine and your auric field is really what protects you. So protect your auric field, see it as what it is. There you have the physical body, but then you have an etheric body, an emotional body, a mental body, and a spiritual body. It's all like a beautiful rainbow around our physical body. And it sends out frequencies and energies, yours, your thoughts, your feelings, and it also lets in energies and from people, from events. Um, so do not get drawn into anything that attacks um, your sensitive nervous system, your auric field. Avoid arguments. Stay calm, breathe. And you can always send love from your heart, which is actually an energy that protects you. And if it feels impossible in a situation that you feel you cannot send love into, send universal love. Universal love is the love of God within you. It's the love of the universe, and it is impersonal. You don't need to make it personal. Yes, the universal love is the love from your divine self, your God self. That is always at the center of who you are. And remember, you don't have to solve or fix anyone or anything, but you want to consciously hold your ground. And when you hold your ground, you can hold your energy. As much as you can hold your ground, try to find anchor points that remind you of who you are and put them as stakes in the ground. Because we are already, and I believe we will even more go into the transitions of change and challenges. And our human bodies have never gone through such energetic upheavals. Never. You will feel it in your nervous system, more or less, depending on how sensitive you are. Your nervous system may be reacting with flare-ups, old stuff that you thought were resolved. They may come back up again. At times you may feel that you're going back into the more density of the 3-dimension rather than forward into the 4th or 5th dimension. That's why I want to bring this up in this episode, so that you don't think, oh, something must be wrong with me, because I still feel very stuck and very attacked and very having to deal with stuff in the 3rd dimension. And yes, And this will be going on up and down like a roller coaster for some time. But your physical body, also be aware that your physical body, not just your emotional and mental body, your actual physical body may bring up all kinds of symptoms. There may be old things that come up, pains, aches, things that you thought you had resolved. That's when I talk about flare-ups, not just in your mental, emotional, but also in your physical body. So maybe journaling may be a good way to help this process. And I always recommend journaling to my clients. And I am so amiss of doing it myself. But whenever I speak about it, I remind myself and I go back to it. Journaling is a beautiful way. Well, what I actually do more than writing things down is when I go on my walks on the beach and I have this beautiful beach right under me that I walk almost every day, is I take my tape recorder with me. And so I speak into it rather than, and then I have, of course, a transcript of it if I so choose. I can listen to it and have it transcribed or transcribe it myself. And that's a way of journaling, I believe, even though the actual keeping a journal is a beautiful thing. So if you can, please do that. Do not listen to negative people. Do not constantly listen to the news, the negativity in the news. We are in this process. The entire humanity is in the awakening process. So when something shifts and changes, a lot of garbage comes up, right? And that has to be thrown up and thrown out, just like in the healing process of your physical body. There is what we call the healing crisis, which means things may get worse before they get better. So whenever change happens, it means you must die to the old to make room for the new energy, a new awareness, a new understanding. Change is never easy, but we can help it by staying away from the noise and the chaos, for example, right now of politics, social upheavals. We are collectively building a new future. We are collectively building a new humanity. And what we do collectively is not what other people are doing. You are involved. You are part of this. You and I, we are part of that universal, the universal field of the energetic field, the plasma, yes, there are so many names and words for it, but you know, we are not separate, we are all connected. We need patience with ourselves. We need patience with the world. And if you're getting confused or overwhelmed or tired, stop. Just stop. Give yourself space and rest. Yes, rest. And maybe a good cry sometimes. Sometimes I need a good cry. I just talked to one of my friends who went through a good cry, and others go through difficult times. And a good cry is a release of stuck energy. There's always an opening after that. But be patient with yourself. Love yourself. Yes? But as you are patient with yourself, are also patient with others. I know I came into this lifetime especially to learn that, patience with others. I have been so impatient, but I have become so much more patient. I'm not perfect, but I'm so much more patient than I used to be. We are in a fast-moving time. That means that it can be spinning you sometimes. So stop and slow down. Protect your time to take breaks. You know, sometimes lower vibrations may act up, and they can come about in way of sadness, of a depression, of a feeling of hopelessness. Look for that, and don't know that you're not alone. This is not just you that is feeling this. Love yourself through it. Get help. There are people, there are friends, there are professionals like me, coaches, mentors that can help, that you can just run by certain things. And even if they're just there to listen, so that you can unload, unpack, that would be already helpful. So take care of yourself. Be easy and kind to yourself. No judgments with parts of yourself. None. Especially the parts that you think that should be further ahead, or you don't like, or you're judging what you could have done better, or what should have been that wasn't. You and so many other people may even go through the dark, what they call the dark night of the soul. Right now, many of us go through that. That's not like going on and on. It may be short, but it may repeat itself, because every time you go through it, there is an opening. The light is at the other side. So more light comes in. Allow the light to come in. But know that these beautiful, easy, joyful, light times may not be permanent. There may be many more ups and downs. Just be prepared for them. Know that this month alone may be like a storm that can be chaotic. It can be jarring. It definitely can be very uncomfortable at times. I just, a couple of months ago, I started with the Golden Path, the Gene Keys. I don't know if you know anything about the Gene Keys. It's by Richard Rudd. And there are so many parts of it, but something that I love so much and I have practiced and keep on practicing is the 3-minute pause each hour. I miss hours, but I remind myself, I set my timer to take at least 3 minutes of each hour to just pause. Nothing particular, just pause, just be still, just go within. Just replenish myself. So whenever you have tremendous times of shifts, and pressure, tremendous times of upheavals, there is also an opportunity to change and to up-level something in yourself. Just patience is needed. Don't get impatient. Be aware to stay connected to yourself. Stay connected to the people you love and that love you. And stay connected to the universe. The universe is working for you, is tremendously on your side, totally on your side. Believe it, know it. So this is the time to maybe rebuild, maybe to reorganize, maybe even reinventing yourself. Those energies will be very strong in the future, not only this month, but going forward into the next couple of years. Maybe the universe will challenge you to pivot or change something to get you into your next step, into your personal evolution. Become very sensitive to changes in how you see and perceive things. But especially give yourself space and time to feel into what's going on inside of you or even around you. Maybe something around you is shifting. It may be something like preparing your personal environment for something new to come. Like an expecting mother would prepare for the arrival of her child, making space, maybe reorganizing and rebuilding parts of her physical environment in her home. So all of this may come up for you. Also become more attuned to your emotional and also mental changes. Maybe new ideas come up. Allow them to be there. Don't be judgmental with yourself. Energies, frequencies from the universe, from the sun especially, are now bombarding our Earth. Sunstorms, sun flares. They affect the Earth. They affect you. They affect your nervous system. Some are more sensitive than others. I have a sensitivity to frequencies, to electromagnetic fields. I have a sensitivity to the frequency of a full moon. Whenever there is a full moon, and the full moons lately are very strong, very powerful. I don't sleep well. I'm very restless. And something else may come up for you, as there may be for many people. I mean, already in the last few years, it started. Migrations, right? People are migrating. Migrations happened throughout the history of our planet. But migrations of people have increased. And of course, there is this incredible fight about illegal immigration, people that migrate into the United States because it is supposed to be the country of freedom, of opportunity. And as other parts of the world become more restrictive and dangerous, and maybe even some parts of the world may become less and less fertile. So food sources, even out of pure survival instinct, people migrate. So all of this is feeling more intense on so many levels. And none of us is totally shielded from that. We all are part of this, what's going on. And so be open if you feel you need to move to another place. If your soul, your heart, your energy calls you to move, even out of a relationship, even away from people that you don't feel aligned with anymore, that you don't feel in harmony, in accordance anymore, then don't feel guilty about it. But all of that can be very disturbing. It can be jarring. It can bring up fears, insecurities, fear of what does this mean? Survival instinct comes up. And the survival instinct is always coupled with feelings of uncertainty, of anxiety, of fear. So this is why I know at this time in our history, it is more important than ever to bond with people you feel a kinship with. Come together in groups. Be part of a community where you feel seen, heard, understood. Celebrate it. all of these incredible groups are actually coming up now, where different people come together for different purposes, for different reasons. But in a sense, it's all for support, for collaboration, for community, because we all have our gifts that we can bring together. Because let me tell you something, I mean, you must know this already. The old systems are breaking up. The old patriarchic systems of control and suppression and slavery, they are falling. They're absolutely falling. Maybe they're not falling fast enough for some of us, and I include myself in this. But what do we replace it with? We, the people, we as individuals must come together in groups in order to build something new, because the earth is abundant. There is no lack anywhere. Of course, the earth is at a stage of crying out, because we have been poisoned, the earth, so much. But the earth can always recover if she is allowed, just like our physical body. If we give our physical body all of the building blocks for good health, it can recover and rebuild itself from sickness to health again. So will the earth. The question is, are we stewards of the earth? Are we stewards of a new earth that is available to us? And now is the time to know, to become very sure and very certain about your place in this new world. Envision it, and don't think about, oh, this may not be possible. This is not your job. The possibilities are always there, and the universe has countless ways of bringing things together that your brain, my brain, cannot fathom. So just see the vision, feel it in your heart, because this era that we are going into is the era of the heart. Love will be the most precious, the most valuable currency of the future. Yes, love, community, heart, coherence of the heart and the brain, so that your heart has the intelligence to know, and your brain has the softness, the intelligence of the heart. So they are in alignment and in coherence with each other. Okay, I leave it here right now, and I want you to really think about it. So I stop it right here and allow whoever is live with me to come into a conversation now. So if you're not live, and if you are watching this in a replay, know that the best time to come to my weekly presentation is to be live with me, because then for the next 30 minutes, we can have a conversation. We can convert about what's going on. Okay?